Hello and welcome back to EV Swap. I'm Jimmy and I'm a car enthusiast. I take gas cars and make them electric. Updates this week. We're inside the truck. You just saw I got the Android head unit installed and we're charging now. So this is cool. We can sit at the public charging station and screw around on the internet. This is the same one that I put in Dave's truck, and it was working perfect, so I decided to put it in mine. I got the Bluetooth music. We can use Leaf Spy on it, so it'll boot up here and you'll see we're charging, so it's negative. We have the high voltage battery voltage, state of charge, high voltage amps, and 12-volt battery, and all the other standard stuff. See the cell balance, histograms, all sorts, and you can pull DTCs and all sorts of things with Leaf Spy. So then other than that, we got the center diff locker installed. So that just this switch, it's a momentary switch. I'll push it to the lock and you can see the light comes on. I just hold it a few seconds longer to make sure it's locked up, and then to unlock, simply push and hold again for a few seconds until that light goes out. This is the center diff lock actuator for my 80 series Land Cruiser, and you can see it's just an electric motor and a gearbox that has this pinion gear on the end, and I have this aftermarket locker wiring harness from Dark Illusions Fabrications, and when I press the lock button, you can see it does what, about a half a turn there. So it just goes back and forth, and that's what actuates the locking center differential in the Land Cruiser. So this is what I'm going to need to install in the truck, and this wiring will hopefully let me control the locker. And then this plug here goes onto the transfer case and actually plugs into the sensor that tells you when the diff is locked, and that lights up the light on this switch only when it's locked, and then that way you can hold the switch and release it when it's locked in. Okay, now I'll take you underneath the Land Cruiser, because again, some people may have missed some of my earlier videos that show exactly how the Land Cruiser works. So you can see this is the front axle with the front drive shaft, which goes to the transfer case. And the transfer case also has a drive shaft that goes to the rear axle. So that's all stock Toyota parts. And then this here is the Nissan Leaf motor. It's all covered in dirt and mud from our last off-roading session. But this here is the motor. It's only 12 inches long or so. And then this is my custom adapter from Prosise Metal Works here in Colorado. And this is a precision CNC machine adapter, which couples the output from the motor with the input to this, which is a black box coupler. So this is a 2.7-to-1 reduction gear, planetary gear set, which gives me the reduction to use the Leaf motor with the big truck at highway speeds. And then that reduction box drives into the transfer case. And then the transfer case, I've got a high range and a low range shifter to operate the transfer case, so I can go to high range for on the road and low range when we're off-road rock crawling. And then inside the transfer case, there's a differential, just like the differentials on the front and rear axles, but this splits the power front and rear when you're driving around town, things like that, because again, the Land Cruiser is a full-time all-wheel drive vehicle. The 4 tires are always have power when it's moving. So then when you're off-roading, you have to lock the differential inside the transfer case so that it locks the power front and rear, and that turns it into more of a true 4x4 system. So that's how Land Cruiser works. It basically maintains all of the great parts that Toyota put into these trucks from the factory and just adds electric power. Okay, I wanted to put the Land Cruiser up on the scales so I can show you how much it weighs. I weighed it back last year on my channel, but it seems like some people are new to the channel, haven't seen some of the older videos. So go back and you can watch through all the videos on the channel on the electric Land Cruiser. But we can go ahead and we can see that the weight is 5,291 pounds on my little scales here, and we have looks like about 53% 54% weight on the front, and 45-ish% weight on the rear. And we're pretty good side to side. The right side is a little bit heavier, but that's actually good because when the driver's in the driver's seat, then that'll even it back out. So 5,290 pounds. I think that's within 100 or 200 pounds of what this vehicle was when it was stock. But of course, we've got the off-road wheels and tires, the big steel bumper with the winch on the front, steel bumper on the rear, solar panel, roof rack, and all that stuff. So even though we added the battery and the electronic components to EV swap it, it's still about the same weight as it was stock, but the battery's pretty small. So if we put a bigger battery in there, the weight's gonna bloat a little bit higher. But since it's a Land Cruiser, we have plenty of capacity, so we can carry all that weight, no problem. We got something in the mail from Speed Hut. New tachometer gauge set up for the Resolve EV controller. Sweet, so you can see it goes to 12,000 RPM and negative 4,000 for reverse, and it also has a little LED in there that'll show you when the vehicle's powered on. So that's really cool. All you have to do is wire the gauge into the CAN bus, and it's just a normal automotive gauge, so it has backlighting, and it's just a really nice, slick looking gauge. So we'll put that on Dave's truck, and basically that'll be nice because since we have the 5-speed manual transmission, we really don't know what RPM we're at, so we don't know what RPM or what gear we should be in. We're just kind of driving it out by feel. Since it's just a normal transmission for a normal car, we don't want to run it at extended periods at very high RPM, because again, the Leaf motor can go up to 11,000 RPM, whereas the normal gas motors only 5,000 or 6,000 RPM is what a typical gas engine will do. So you don't want to be running for an hour on the highway spinning at 11,000 RPM. That's probably not good for the manual transmission, but it's probably okay in short bursts. So having the tachometer in there is just going to give us a little bit more information so we can pick the proper gear for what we're trying to do. And it'll just be cool and a little bit more information to go along with the EV conversion. So I think what I'm going to do is get some Speed Hut gauges in my Land Cruiser, and they have a whole array of gauges on their website. So check out Speed Hut with these gauges if you've got the Resolve EV, because then you'll be able to get all sorts of cool information on your dashboard without having to use the app, and it's just hardwired into the car. So thanks again for watching. That does it for this week. So State of Charge is sold out. I think Electrify Expo still has tickets. So check out me at State of Charge. We're gonna have EV swap vehicles there, both the Frontier and the Land Cruiser we're gonna have there at State of Charge. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.